Yo, what's good, my people? It's your boy, Big Chris, aka the Compton Animator, and I'm here to give you a new little set of reviews I'm gonna start doing, or just general videos I'm gonna start doing. Um, I'm gonna call them TV reviews, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take the TV shows that I watch for a given week and review them all in one video. I choose not to do separate reviews for all the TV shows because I work in the entertainment industry, and I don't know if it's like how frowned upon it is for me to be doing reviews of other people's work and stuff. But I still wanted to do these because it also helps me out with my writing process, and me just generally talking and getting feedback from other people and stuff, and just learning what's good and what's bad in different shows, and just me just figuring things out, and just talking about this stuff and actually putting it on the internet. It actually helps me out a little bit, so I decided to do the reviews. um for this, I'm gonna review the TV shows Agents of Shield, um Supernatural, American Horror Story, let's see what else, and Walking Dead. So we're going to start off with the show I watched on Tuesday, November 6th, and I think it aired on November 5th, if I'm not sure. Yes, it aired on November 5th, and that was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, the episode called Fritz. And basically in this episode, you saw the agents, the new crew of agents. They basically went to what do you call it, to look at a new what do you call it, situation or something that they got. A new fuck, I can't say the name of what they got. They had like a new thing that they had to go look at and see what's up with some people dying off of this off of something happening. They think people are being murdered here or something like that. I'm gonna take notes on this stuff next time I do this video, but I just wanted to throw out a video for right now. But people are dying and they're being levitated, and it looks like it's electricity going around them and stuff like that, and they're being killed instantly off of whatever it is. So the agents have to go out and find what's happening before more people die and stuff like that. And we also get to go more into it and see one of the agents actually get attacked by whatever's killing other people. So we end up finding out that it's a Chitauri helmet from the villains from the movie, that is infecting other humans. Is infecting these what do you call them, these firefighters who found the helmets. And the firefighters are all dying one by one, and it ends with a great segment between Agent Coulson and this firefighter, where Agent Coulson's basically talking him down from not overacting because he's about to die, but just talking him, saying, I understand you're about to die, and I understand this is going to, there is no way to talk you down from this, but I'm just going to tell you, I've been through death already, and I've died, and it's not so bad. So it was a great segment right there in the show. And then it ends with one of the scientists, the female scientist agents. She ends up contracting a little disease as well, and we all think she's about to die, and it ends up happening whatever happens at the end, and she's end up being saved and finding a cure. So it's a pretty cool little interesting segment right here. I actually kind of wish that they would have let her die in this episode, just because my biggest problem with this show is the characters. They don't have much just girth to them, and they feel a little bit just empty in some places. I like the show. I think the show is pretty cool. It's average at best. A little bit above average some episodes, but it's just okay for now. So hopefully it gets better with time. It gets better with time, and I'll continue watching it because I'm still liking it pretty much. The next show I watched was Supernatural, and this episode, A Dog's Dean Afternoon, and this episode aired on November 5th as well. This episode we saw Dean. They go and investigate a issue that's happening after a couple of people have dude has been killed in a very odd way, and they go there investigating. They can't figure out who killed him or how he was killed, and then they figure out that some more people are being killed in similar ways. So they go and check it out, and they end up finding out that there's this dog that's seen all these people get killed, and they need to figure out how to get the information from this dog. So what they end up doing is using this spell or this kind of like witchcraft thing, I guess. So Dean can end up talking to the dog and finding out that way. So what ends up being a really goofy and funny episode, and which really worked well because it was way more goofy than the usual Supernatural episodes. It worked well because the dude who plays Dean Winchester is a very good comedic actor, and he played it off very well. And also the dog and stuff like that, just it expanded on the supernatural mythos, and it really helped us get learning into more of everything that's happening on in that universe. We find out that there's one language for all animals, and that almost every animal can speak to each other, and that it's language that just humans don't know. We also find out that there's a secret reason to why dogs are man's best friends, and before we can find out, Dean loses the ability to speak to animals. But yeah, the end, you also get a little bit of growth in Sam's character as far as the whole thing with him and the angel being inside of him and helping him get better. And he almost seems that he's going to find out soon that the angel is there, so it's interesting to see what they're going to do with that. But yeah, pretty funny episode. It was pretty nice to watch, and it was just continue on the story and being a really good episode. For the last Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, I would say it's a good C+ episode. This one I would give a good B+. Next show that we had was American Horror Story, and this episode was Burn Witch Burn. And this right here was I think one of my favorite episodes of a TV show this week. You saw they're continuing the story of these zombies sent by Angela Bassett to attack the witch house. And they're standing in front of the house waiting to attack, and she just yells, "Go attack!" And they start attacking one of the next door neighbors who walks outside to see what's happening. And then they start attacking him. One of the witches run out to help him, and you get one of the lead witch, the lead young witch, who comes out with a chainsaw and starts attacking all the zombies and basically killing all of them until the chainsaw runs out of power, and she has to get one and she can't get them, and she uses a new power that she finds out. Once I remember the names, I'll tell you. I'll do it in the next review. Just take more notes and remember everything. But then another thing that happens here is we get what's this? The Supreme Witch. She's in the hospital with her daughter after her daughter's had acid thrown on her. She was attacked by somebody with acid, and you find out that her daughter is blind now, and she's basically in a room trying to just say, "I can't believe this is happening," and she walks around the hospital looking for drugs because she's trying to medicate herself more and more to get into this little haze and stuff like that. She finds drugs, and she ends up walking into this room where this lady had just had a stillborn, and she talks to the lady and tells her she needs to show her daughter the love even though she's dead. And then she brings the daughter back to life. So that was pretty cool right there. Then she goes back into her daughter's room, and when she gets back into her daughter's room, her daughter's boyfriend is in the room, and she basically gets into an argument with him and tell him, he can see her for 15 minutes, and if he doesn't leave, then she's going to come back and do something to him. So he touches the boyfriend or husband or whatever he is to her daughter. He touches her daughter the daughter's hand, and she's looks like she's learned got a new power. I kind of think it's clairvoyance. And she basically sees everything that he's been through and how he's been cheating on her and stuff like that. She shocks up and, just opens her eyes, and you start seeing flashes of the shit he's been doing. So, that's going to be interesting to see where they go for that, and, how she's going to use this power, and whether she's going to use it on her own mother. later on in the episode, they have a council meeting about all this crazy shit that's been happening ever since the Supreme came back, and one of the witches is being framed for is now, like, they have a thing, and the Supreme basically fends herself off and says, what all the stuff that's been happening is because one of the witches that's on the council, I think her name is Myrtle, and you know the Supreme basically frames her. She says, "Oh, you the one that threw the acid on my daughter, and you probably the one that killed the other witch girl." So she says, "Look at her hand. Look, her hand is burned from acid." And then I went to her hotel room, and she has pictures of me all over her hotel room. So she's been trying to frame me for shit that she did, that she thinks I did when I was young. So and we find out later that it was a setup with her and the black fat Gabby Ray Cinebase character, that she puts her hand in some acid, and like she uses her powers to basically put the burns on the other lady, on the council lady. So yeah, that was pretty tight right there. Just seeing all that stuff, and just the acceleration of the story here. It was very good to see the Supreme Witch kind of have this very evil side. Her framing this lady, and then they take and burn her and stuff like that. And then having this good side of her wanting to save the baby that was in that room, and then her having sympathy for her daughter, and just being pissed off that somebody did this to her daughter and stuff, and her sympathy for the other girls in the house and stuff like that. So it's like a yin and yang right now, and it's wondering where it's going to go from here. At the end, we see the council lady who was burned at the stake, and while she was burned at the stake, you had one of the main kid witch. She like just got crazy eyed by it, and like, oh shit, that really just happened. So yeah, you had that with her, and then later on towards the end of the episode, you see another witch, the one who can bring things back to life, bring the council witch back to life, whose body was fully burnt and she was dead, and it was like wolves and stuff eating at her. So it's interesting to see what they're going to go on with this episode. I give this episode an A. It was a very good episode. You had zombies, you had more witch stuff. Angela Bassett was really good here, and after the young witch, she did her little new power thing. Angela Bassett fell out of the trance that she did have when she was controlling the zombies, and she was like, well, these witches got some real good power in the house. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I give it an A, and it's a lot of things, you just can't wait to see what's going to happen with the rest of this season. It's been very good so far, and some very great female actors here. The next show I watched, and the last regular TV show I watched for the week, was The Walking Dead. And this episode appeared on November 10th. And I think it's called Interment. And in this episode, you basically had Herschel trying to take care of everybody inside of the camp. I mean, inside of those cells where they're all sick and stuff, and it's just people dying around him, and like he's trying not to kill the people who's getting ready to turn into zombie in front of other people. And you got his daughter who wants to help him out, and he's getting more and more tired. Glenn is trying to help. Sasha's trying to help, but they're both getting very sick. Rick just came back to the prison, and he tells Maggie that that he had to let Carol go and tell her she couldn't come back with him because of what she did in burning those other two people. And then you also have the zombies who are trying to run and enter the gate. So you had all that going on, and it comes off an edge when Herschel basically gets overrun by the people who are dying and turning into zombies. Glenn faints, Sasha faints. So his two helpers aren't even there for him. All he really has is the little girl who's in there sick as well, who has to try to get a zombie from eating Glenn, and she try to have to coerce him to come like a dog or something like that. Then you got Herschel, who doesn't want to kill these zombies in front of people, so he tries to walk them away to kill them and stuff like that. Maggie and Rick, who was trying to keep the zombies from entering the gate, Rick was like basically like I'll try to finish keeping this gate up by myself. Maggie, you go and help your father. And he brings Carl with him to help him keep the gate up. Gate ends up falling in on itself, and now they have to basically take AKs and just shoot all the zombies down. So yeah, it was really good seeing Rick and his son bond this way, and him giving Carl another chance and saying, Carl, like, I understand everything that's been going on, but I'm gonna give you another chance at just protecting the people and showing what you can do. Maggie's father actually letting Maggie help, and Maggie actually growing the courage to actually not growing the courage, but like growing the will to kind of disobey her father and knowing what's right to do, and actually saying if you're going to be in here, I need to be in here as well, because you can't do this by yourself. And actually the father actually accepting help and stuff like that from people other than himself, and kind of accepting that these people are going to die and turn into zombies and you have to kill them, and also accepting that these people are going to get sick and stuff. We also had the team that went to go look for medicine return, and they actually get the medicine to some of the people that's still alive. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do and stuff here. At the very end, we saw the governor show his face again, so it's interesting to see what's going to happen with him. What's going to happen with Carl now that he's back helping his father. What's going to happen with the people who came back to the prison, and how this is going to affect everything, and if the disease is still happening with people, if they're still going to be sick. So yeah, with this show, I don't know if I gave I did. So with this show, I give it another A. It was a really good show. Right now, Walking Dead this season has been excellent. It hasn't really been any big missteps here. So yeah, those were my reviews for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, Supernatural, American Horror Story, and The Walking Dead. I think that's it, everyone. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch any more shows. These are usually like just the ones I usually watch through the week. I'm also gonna do a set of reviews for the 2 animated TV shows that I watch, and that's gonna be another video. I wanted to kind of separate those 2 videos. But yeah, you can please like, subscribe. I'm sorry I can't do individual reviews. This is the best I can be able to do. But yeah, I'm gonna put my Twitter and my web page information down there in the comments and stuff. And thank you for watching. Peace.